This is my first time going live and I'm extremely nervous, so you'll have to bear with me. I was hoping that those people behind me working on whatever they're working on would be done by now because they are super loud and obnoxious. Let's see, the sun's so bright I can't see what I'm trying to do to flip my camera back around. Anyway, so today I'm going to show you my life hacks that I used that I discovered last year for getting all of my Argentina grass out of my flower beds. They are the worst weed. They have been in my garden for ever since I've lived here, and over the past couple years, it's probably been about 5 years, I've gradually gotten rid of all of it. So this is my garden. You can see that there's hardly any Argentina grass, but if you come up here and you look around, it's everywhere. And right over here, my shadow's in the way, that's that Argentina grass, and they have a stolen root system, which means the roots spread out and they reproduce them. They pretty much clone themselves and they reproduce, and there you have a new plant. And the roots are deep and long and horrendous. And I pretty much, this is my other flower bed where I plant like my corn, my carrots, my radishes, and I've got that mostly under control. This whole area over here the other day was all covered with that, and I've dug them up completely. But today I'm going to show you how I get the roots out completely. So, are you guys ready to see what I have to show you? I'm not going to be able to read the chat, and I would love to because the sun is so bright and I'm using my phone to record, and I apologize for the noise, but I'm just going to get my phone set up and I'm going to show you what I do. I may talk a lot, I may not. My first stream, and so please bear with me. So earlier today, I don't know if you can see this, earlier today, this whole entire area was covered with the Argentina grass. And in the past, I tried to save some of the flowers that were in there because they come back every year, and I love the color they become. But this year, I've decided I have to get this grass under control because come summer, fall, it's so out of control that it's a pain in the butt and it just looks horrendous. So I'm going to do it the right way this year. This soil over here is like complete clay. So I'm going to show you the type of mixture that I use to make it so it helps break down the soil. I'm going to use some sand mixed in here. I'm going to use a 1-to-1 ratio, and it'll kind of be like when you mix sand with clay, it turns out kind of like cement. It turns out like cement, so I'm mix some leaves and some other organic stuff in there to help make it lighter, and hopefully it will produce better flowers and better things. So 2 years ago, I got this handy dandy auger at Lowe's at half price. I'm like, oh, I could use that for my garden. Not realizing it was meant to dig holes, but it's perfect for mixing up this tough soil and being able to dig deep. And this might be loud, so I apologize for that. So I'm going to drill down into the soil to try to get to the root system of these plants. And it's very sandy, or not sandy, it's clay. So I'm going to mix some sand in here to kind of break it out. So I get to the root system. How was that camera trick? I'm not sure if that camera is directly into the sun, so I'm going to switch the position of that so you can see what I'm doing over here. Hopefully you can see that okay. So here I have a bag of sand that I'm going to mix in with this clay to help break it down. The only bad thing with using sand, so I pour the sand in here, and then I'm going to take my auger and I'm going to kind of stir it up and try to break down this clay soil. Yes, it looks like kitty litter. Earlier today I saturated this planter with water and it's taken, gosh, I think about 4 hours for it to dry up before I could even do this. So this is just kind of like a egg beater. It's going to help mix up that soil nice and good. Anybody who is in the chat, I will go back and look at all the chat and I'll respond to anybody if you leave a message. I literally can't see anything with that phone glare from the sun. Oh yay! Can you see that? I think the crazy truck is finally heavens. Looks like I used just a little bit more sand in there. So I'm pour just a little bit more. It's still pretty thick. It's pretty, has a very clay-like consistency. After I'm done with this flower bed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the yard. I'm going to find some flowers that come back every year. So mostly pansies and snapdragons. And I'll transplant them in here. There's two reasons why I do it. One, This is where I'll plant my peas. And bees are attracted to flowers, and so they'll pollinate more and you'll get more fruit production. Plus, they're just pretty. And that's still like really clay-like. Not sure if you can see. I apologize, it's really hard for me to see if you can see the soil or not. This is a strawberry plant that was over here earlier today, but they were tangled with that Argentina grass. So I put some water on it and I separated the root system. So it's kind of looking like it's in some kind of a shock, but it'll probably snap out of it. They're very resilient. I'm going to dump the rest of the sand in this area. I'm going to actually move this strawberry plant to the other side for now. I'm going to take it up with a clump of soil so the roots don't dry out. Because over here on this other side, over here on this other side, I have a bunch of roots that I still need to get to and dig out, because this grass, I don't know if you can see right there, is that Argentina grass, and I need to get rid of that or else it's going to be a problem all year. So I'm going to kind of drill over here. I have to be kind of careful because right here there's cement, so I need to not break my bit. I can tell there's a ton of clay over here. Once I get the roots exposed, I'll show you what they look like. And most people don't do this. I do this because I don't like to use any kind of a poison or a weed killer in my garden. I prefer my food not to I don't know how I say it. I don't want my food soaking up poison from the ground, and then when I eat it, I'm getting the same thing. So this is a lot more work. At the start of the year, but in the end, it pays off because it's very easy to maintain once you get it under control. And I'm being gentle because I don't want to break off the roots. Because if I do and I leave roots behind, they are just going to keep growing back. So I don't know if you can see inside this root system here. See all those roots? There's not even a single plant inside. Well, there's a little tiny piece of grass, but that's not even attached to that particular root system. But all those little roots with the Argentina grass, they will just produce a new one. All this, these root systems are all connected to these plants right here. And they will just continue to spread and be a pain in the butt all year. So that's the main reason why we want to get the flower bed. Before I discovered this cool little auger, and I don't know why I thought to use it for that, but I did. It would literally take me days of just digging up because I wanted to get all of it out. So now I'm going to take this hoe. Sorry if hopefully I don't make you motion sick. I'm trying to get this camera positioned to where you can see. try to move it slowly. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Let's try and turn it down that way. Let's see right there. So right here, you just use this hoe lightly or gently, and I'm going to gently work the roots out because I want to get the complete root system out. Right there is morning glory. Some people like that. I do not. And kind of shift the dirt to the side, kind of break this up. Anything I find, I'm just going to throw over to the side that I can pick up and throw in the wheelbarrow later. So I've kind of exposed these roots, but this is like, this ground is wet and I can hardly dig it up with my hands. So I need to take the auger to it a couple more times to try and loosen up this dirt. Even as wet as this soil is from today, it is still so hard that auger is having a really hard time grabbing into the soil. So I'm going to dig down here and see if I can expose some more of this root system here. I don't know if you guys can see this. I hope you can. This is why a lot of people don't garden these days or do flowers, because it's a lot of work. At first it's a lot of work, but to maintain, you just come out every day and you just keep, when you pull them when they're small. I live next to an air base. Can you hear that? I apologize for that. I'll wait for it to go by. Finally, they're gone. They do that several times a day, so make sure you're not on a work call or do something important. So all these roots have grown through the other side of this stump, and I want to get all of it out because I don't want to be pulling this out all year. Most people will just be super rough and just like yank it and break it, which is fine. You can do that. But in the end, it's just going to grow back in a week or two. So my goal is to try to get all of this out so it's just easy to maintain.